Hello, everybody, and welcome to our team training tonight. Tonight, we are going to be talking about how to not be spammy when we're sharing the love of the business. So, I am going to, let's see, pin my video. There we go. So, I want to talk about how to not be spammy in three categories. One, on your personal Facebook profile, in your VIP group, and then when you're personal messaging people. So I know that for me, one of my biggest fears in even joining a direct sales company was simply, I don't want people to think I'm spammy. Like, I think everybody kind of has this negative, um, like they negatively correlate like spammers with direct sellers. And so my biggest, when I first joined, I posted on my Facebook wall, okay, I've done it. I've joined this company and I am vowing now to figure out a way to not be spammy and like build my business on the backs of my friends and family. I've seen people like lose friendships over being spammy and just kind of burn bridges. And so I'm just like, okay, I am not going to be this way. So, if you don't know what being spammy is, let me tell you what being spammy is. So, when you see on somebody's personal Facebook wall, all they're talking about is their company and sales and come buy my stuff, and they're not talking about really like anything else. If you like scroll through their social media page, you kind of know nothing about them and you just see like company stuff. Okay. That's a spammy Facebook wall. A spammy VIP group is where your VIP group has nothing but sales. Okay. It's all about sales and you don't offer like any sort of value besides that. And then spammy personal messaging is when you like basically cold message someone, don't have a relationship with them, and you basically are just like, I don't know, like you've just think when someone messages you, they're like, hey girl, long time no talk. Would you be interested in my business? Like, I don't even know how to be spammy because I'm not spammy. So I can't give you a good spammy personal messaging example, but you know what I'm talking about. You've likely gotten the personal messaging. And the other spammy way is to be spammy with parties. So this is hard, or this happens when, like you've had it happen to you where you get this invite to a party and you're like automatically added to a group and you don't want to be added in that group, right? So you weren't invited, you weren't like asked or approached or invited personally. It was just like your notification was that you got a notification that you were added to a group. So that's spammy, okay? Anytime like you're not communicating. So the big thing though is that people are scared to be spammy. They don't want to bug people. But then there's this line where it's like, how do I not be spammy yet also be like an effective direct seller? Because selling like direct sales, you are in sales, network marketing. You network with people and you learn marketing. Okay. So really when you're like a direct sales, you're learning sales and marketing. And that's actually kind of scary when you think about it, because a lot of times people think of themselves as like, I am not a salesperson, and yes, the nails really do sell themselves. Like once you get a sample on people, they really tend to sell themselves, but you also need to sell yourself along with this. So we'll start off with like your personal Facebook wall. So if you're not already posting regularly on your Facebook wall, I highly recommend my bedroom door just like on its own. It's kind of freaky. Okay. Just making sure my daughter is like not right outside. Okay. A little trouble with bedtime tonight, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, I think it was just cracked and then like the AC turned on and then the door just started slowly opening. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Are we safe? We're safe. Okay, we're safe. Okay. So on your personal Facebook wall, if you are the kind of person who is just like sharing the funny cat videos and just resharing and reposting stuff that's already been posted and you're not creating any of your own content, you need to stop and start creating your own content. And so the best way to do this is to think of 5 things that describe you, 5 things that remind that when people think of you, that's what they think of. So like what you could do if you already struggle to know what you would post about, you can do a post on your Facebook wall and just be like, when you think of me, what do you think of when you think of me, you know? And it can help you come up with your 5 things. So these are your 5 favorite things. So Kayla, I'm going to unmute you. Like, what are your 5 favorite things? She's already gone through this exercise. So Kayla, tell us your 5 favorite things.
I don't remember. So
Crafting.
Well, one is crafting, cooking, Jesus, family and friends, and Color Street, I think.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly right. I think that is what you chose. And so like Kayla is a really great crafter, and she is always posting like the cute DIY crafts she posts or the cute DIY stuff she makes. Like she just made the cutest centerpiece or whatever for freaking Valentine's Day. Adorable. And then you know, she posts stuff about her faith and about her son and motherhood, and she does a really great job about posting. She went through like this training a while back, but she does a really great job posting about her 5 favorite things. So like for me,
thank you so much.
You're welcome, Mila. I'm going to mute you again here, but so for me, my favorite things are intentionality. I like to post about my prayer room. I have a closet in my room that I devote to prayer, and so I post inspiration stuff that comes out of that room. Being parenting girls, and then positivity, and then my mascot is a parrot. So I don't post about parrots a lot, but like what I do post about parrots has like, oh my gosh, look at these cute parrot earrings, or you know, stuff like that. So like Heather Howard, her mascot is a squirrel, you know, and so she'll post cute funny squirrel things, or like find squirrel earrings or socks or whatever. You know, you want to get to the point where like you post about enough stuff that people know it's you, that when they see something they would like message you. Okay, so like for example, when I decided that a parrot was going to be my mascot and I started posting about parrot stuff, like one day I want to own a pet parrot, and like I buy parrot shirts and like socks, I have parrot earrings, I have a parrot swimsuit, tons of parrot stuff, and I'll just post about that like whenever it happens. And I all the time will get messages from people with like links, like saw this here, you need this, like a parrot lampshade, or like a parrot trucker hat, like random stuff. People be like, you need this parrot thing, you know. And so the mascot's not so much important. It doesn't have to be an animal. Like one friend I have, her mascot's pizza, you know. Like a mascot can just be something that you're like obsessed with, that you can show people you're obsessed with. So here's the deal. People are naturally curious and they want to know more about you. And so when you kind of open up and share your life on Facebook or Instagram, like people start to get to know you, they start to like you, and they start to trust you. And so like when you okay, what's the phrase that I'm thinking? Oh, I know I have it in this notebook here that I have, but oh, sorry, it's pressing on my keyboard. Basically, like, oh, did I like turn to the right page automatically? When people see, okay, when people see Polygauge, you want them to think of your brand, but when people see Color Street, you want them to think of you. So you want to kind of start thinking about branding yourself, and you might think like, what? That's weird. Like I'm just in this to like sell fingernails. But what I mean by branding yourself is like start posting about these 5 favorite things consistently, and instead of posting anything about Color Street, like you kind of want your Facebook to look like a reality show. So for example, like a reality show, you see a lot of like stuff about the person, and then it's like sprinkled with commercials. But like an infomercial, it's just like commercial, commercial, sales, sales, commercial, more commercial, sales. Like all it does is talk about it. So the people who are spammy on their walls are the people who are just like sales, sales. It's like commercial, 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 where like people get annoyed of that. But if you are like sharing more of your, you know, like more about you, those 5 favorite things, and then sprinkling in a commercial. So you say like post about each favorite thing, like post like 5 or 6 times, and then do one commercial. And so these commercials can be in the form of either like a business blessings post or like a try it Tuesday or manicure Monday. So sometimes I'll post like I'll take a picture of me putting samples in a mailbox, and I'll post it and say, I'm sending out some nail mail today. It's Try It Tuesday. Who else wants to try a sample? I'll pop a free one in the mail. Like, in my opinion, if you're offering something for free, it's not super spammy, you know? And then the other thing you can do is a business blessings post, which I post in the group a reminder every Thursday to post your business blessings post. And so that can look like, anything. There's 5 things that you can really think of. There are the 5 F's that you can do your business blessings post. So one of them is financial blessings. Another is fun blessings, friendship, and then flexibility, and then fancy fingernails. So, you know, you can think like why you're so thankful to have, you know, the nail polish in your life, how just the nail polish has blessed your life, you know, as a busy mom or human, you know, um, just to take more time for yourself so you can show some gratitude. And the best thing to do with the business blessings post is come at it in a way that you're showing gratitude and not like being braggy or something. So you can talk about like the fun you have on your team and how freaking awesome we are. You can talk about you know, like if you've gone to conference or any other like team events, you can talk about those. Like if you ever go to a team meeting, you can post about it and explain like how much fun you had and how grateful you are to meet this new community of women, you know, those sort of things. Financial blessings, it's not okay to post like how much you made. We're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to be like, here's my paycheck and show what you made. But what you can do instead is post like, this month my paycheck was able to cover all my bills. Or like, even if you're starting small, like this month I paid my electric bill with Color Street, you know. And um, you can basically say like, take how much you made and put that to something. Like I've done kids swimming lessons, you know, like I paid for our family vacation, whatever, you know. So like anything that you spend your money on, you can say that in a business blessings post, but you want to come at it from a place of gratitude. And then the other thing is you want to have a call to action to our team info group. So we have our info group. I'm pretty sure you're all in it, but you know, do your business blessings post and then do a call to action. And when you say it, like, if you're curious about this business and you want more info, like here's the link, come join the info group. You know, it's so much better to have people like come, you know, be attracted to you through learning about you and then seeing your post, being curious and going in, versus, you know, you just like spam, spam, spam. We hate this spam, you know, like nobody likes that. So those are some things you can do on your personal wall to not be spammy. In your VIP groups, I actually just watched a couple trainings on VIP groups, and I've always been like revamping my VIP group, you know, since I first started doing it, always trying to make it better. But one thing that you can and should do in your VIP group is to not make your VIP group just about manicures. So I'm not saying Color Street's going to go away, and I don't think it will, but what if tomorrow Color Street like died and we didn't have Color Street anymore? So you would still have this community of people. You could join another company, start a new business, whatever, but you still have this whole community of people, and they're really there for you. So I've had people who like used to work a different direct sales company, and then they decided to do Color Street. They just transitioned their current VIP group into a new VIP group with their new company. And it works out because those people were there because they loved that person, right? So just like I said, like when people think, you want people that when they think of you, they think of your brand, you know? So like they think of me, they think of being intentional, like a girl mom, positivity. Like when they think of Polly, that's what they think of. But then when they think of Color Straight, they think of Polly. Okay, that's how you want it to be. And so in your VIP group, you can almost kind of think of it as like a fan club. And I know that sounds kind of like fan clubby, whatever. But you want the VIP group to be a little bit about you. So like rather than just sharing about nails or like cute graphics you find in the graphics group, like I highly recommend like posting more about yourself in your VIP group. So for example, post anything in there that's like funny, positive, uplifting, inspiring. Like if you see a funny meme or a super inspiring quote or anything, like post it in there. I highly recommend going live in your group. And when you do go live, I highly recommend like smiling. Like I have RBF, like my straight face just looks like I'm pissed all the time. And so I have to remember to smile and everything, because like I mean, it happens like right now. I'm sitting here talking to you and like, look at my face. Like I look mad, but I'm not mad. I'm happy. But that's just like, so you have to remember, like when you're going live, like you need to be like extra excited, because there are times when I think I'm smiling and I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, you are not smiling. You look angry. So like there are times when I'm like, I'm pretty sure my brow is furrowed. So you need to make sure when you are going live that you are like smiling and exciting. And so topics and things that you can do when you go live. The reason why you want to go live is Facebook totally like favors live video. So hold on, Ashley's talking here. She said my first live was RBF and an epic fail. But here's the thing, you were able to go back and look at your live and be like, oh dang, like I have RBF. Like, oh my gosh, the first time I went live in my group, I was opening up my starter kit, and like scroll all the way back to that and it's like, oh. So anyway, anytime, the most important thing is just go live. But it's nerve-wracking to do, but the thing is like I said, people are naturally curious. So you've gotten them from just being on your Facebook wall to in your group, and there is where you want like people to stick around for you, right? Because if they've got multiple friends who are selling Color Street, you want them to choose you, right, over the other one. And so you've got to provide something to them besides just like a cute graphic that you got in the graphics thing. So start thinking like, who are the people in my group? Are they young moms who need like encouragement? Like are they college students? Like think of who is in your group and then provide that that type of value to them. So here's some topics, things you could do for like live videos. So you could do like what's for dinner Wednesday. Like while you're cooking dinner, you could just go live and like share what you're cooking. Okay. You could talk about any mom fail or just fail that you've had in life. Like one thing I want to start doing is like War Room Wednesday. So like you can kind of give stuff themes to just kind of give you prompts of stuff to do, like Motivation Monday, where you could go live and just share like a motivational quote or like share something you're reading from your personal development book. You could like literally, people like it, I don't get why, but like getting ready with me, you know, like you can just go live and kind of chat and like get ready, or go live and do your nails and just say, I'm doing my nails right now, who wants to hang out, and just like chat. But like you have to keep talking and like keep the conversation going. You can't just like sit there and do your nails in silence. So you can share good news, anything that's like empowering. So you have to remember that your VIPs are like the backbone of your business, and you don't want to just be like spamming them with sales. So provide other value. And so a way to do that is picking like themed days and then adding in, you know, things to, so like Charisse is actually really, really good at this. She's really good at like structuring out her week, and she's got, because she schedules out her posts in advance. And so she does like motivation Monday, tip Tuesday, what you wearing Wednesday. I don't remember the other ones. Maybe Charisse could enlighten us, but yeah, it's really good to like have theme days and everything for your VIP group. Another big thing is keep it positive and inclusive for all your VIPs. So you're gonna have people in there who like don't agree on stuff, right? You don't want to bring that into your VIP group. You want your VIP group to be a place of positivity and just inclusion. And so like I would not post about anything like political or any like hot topic button that people like to debate about, right? Like don't go in there and be like breastfeeding or bottle feeding, like vaccinations or no vaccinations, Jennifer Lopez or whatever, you know, don't don't post. I actually made this mistake the other day, kind of. I said like I posted this meme the other day, like, did you love or hate the Super Bowl halftime show? And all I said was, I'm curious. But my group was so divided. There were people who like loved it and there were people who hated it. And I was like, I should not have posted this. This was divisive. I should not have posted this. So that was like a big slap on my butt. Like, hey, don't post anything political. Or anything. So remember, think of who you serve and provide value. And so what I like to do is post like motivational stuff, and then I happen to sell nails too, right? So I want my group to be a place where people like to come hang out and interact with one another. But then like when we have the St. Patrick's Day launch, they know that I'm going to do a VIP party in the group. You know, when we have the spring launch, I'll do a mystery hostess party and I'll offer specials and deals for people, but then I'll also do like other stuff in the group too. And it's not just nails, okay? Like if you're just posting like nail stuff, like think of ways you can provide value. And if you go into the new stylist training group, there are lots of things. There's a whole unit on VIP groups that you can learn about. Okay, so the next thing is just personal messaging. So this is probably the number one thing that people are super uncomfortable about. Like I can't tell you how many times I will tell somebody, like they're asking me for advice or whatever. I'm like, okay, go personal message like 30 people. And like, like it just happened today, actually. Like I was chatting with somebody and I was like, go personal message 30 people. And she was like, good, I don't know what to say. You know, like I don't want it to come across. Oh, she said they haven't seen my Facebook message. So sometimes you will personal message somebody on Facebook and they don't see it, right? Like it stays this little gray, like unchecked mark. Usually it shows their little profile picture if they've seen it, but it's gray if they haven't seen it. So I said, well, just send her a text. And she's like, won't that be weird? And I'm like, why would it be weird? And so I realize that people get nervous to like actually like reach out and follow up. And it's something that I used to be nervous about when I first started, but I've been doing it long enough that I've like my comfort zone has expanded, and now talking to people and following up with them is within that zone of comfort. So I highly recommend, if following up with people makes you nervous, to just try it. So like you if you haven't read the book by Mel Robbins, The 5-Second Rule, basically the gist is you just count to yourself 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and just do the thing. Like you just have to do it. So if you are nervous about like sending a text or an email, or if you think, it's really easy to message somebody and then feel like they're ghosting you, not responding to you, But the fact of the matter is most people aren't jerks and they're not ghosting you. And it's literally like they probably saw your message when they were picking up their kid from carpool and then they like carried on and forgot about it. Okay. That is like highly likely that that's actually what happened. Um, so with PMing, so there is spammy ways to be PMing where you just like friend request a random person on Facebook that you haven't seen in forever, and then you just like randomly reach out to them with like this cold, spammy, icky message. Okay. So there are ways to like reach out to people. So you grow your network through having parties. So you have a party, that hostess invites their network. Connect with all those people. Okay. Friend request them, get them into your VIP group, get connected on Messenger or, text message or email. And those are the people who you're going to start to like regularly follow up with and build a relationship with. Okay. But it all starts with the nail bar, right? So like nail bars, parties are like the lifeblood of the business. So if you want to expand your network, you need to have more parties and give out samples. Okay. So, if it's out of your comfort zone to like really be reaching out and connecting with others, then I would just challenge you to just like push yourself out of your comfort zone, because there is no growth in the comfort zone and there is no comfort in the growth zone. Okay. So when you're growing, like you only go as far as you grow, and you've got to get a little uncomfortable to grow. Okay. So, what is something that's super helpful for me is I actually make like verbiage templates for myself for to be able to like talk to people. So I'm going to read some of my verbiage to you guys, and the different instances that I use them. So after I send a sample to somebody, so I use Airtable for my sample request form and follow up. And so I will get an email that lets me know that I got a sample. And what I do is I actually send an email to that person right away after I email them. And then sometimes I send a Facebook message too. The reason why is because I want my email to get opened and I want my Facebook message to get opened. So the reason why is then we're connected and my email won't go to junk and they'll get my alerts when I do message them. So it's more of a strategy versus just like over messaging. So I'll message and I'll send an email and I'll say, hey, I just want to let you know your nail mail's on the way. I'll be sure to check back and see what you think. In the meantime, here's a tutorial video. If you need a visual, then I send the link and I say, enjoy, hugs, Polly. And then I will send a Facebook message that just says, hey, just sent you a quick email. Your sample's on its way. So like, there you go. That way I've connected with both. If I get a order on my website from somebody I don't know, I will send them an email that says, hey, so-and-so, my name is Polly Gage. I'm the Color Street rep you placed your order with. I wanted to send a quick email and say thank you so much for your order. I'm always excited to see new people giving Color Street a try. I'd love to know who referred you so I can send them a thank you. I also wanted to take a moment and invite you to my online community, a private Facebook group called the Intentionally Polished Boutique. It's more than just a group for nail polish fans. I've got tutorials and I do fun giveaways and girls' nights, but I also provide value and tips on becoming more intentional in your life. It's a really fun and positive community, and we'd love to have you join us. Here's the link if you're interested. Hope you have a fabulous week. And then I'll also do PS, here's an application video if you need a visual. So another thing, like following up from parties, I will message people after, when the party's over, and I'll message the party guests, and I'll just say something like, hey, it's Polly from Host's Color Street Party. I wanted to check in and see what you thought of your sample, if I sent one. And I'll say, we're just wrapping up the shopping. Have you had a chance to check out the catalog and decide on a few sets? Now that might sound like an uncomfortable line to say, but what it's doing, it's assuming the sale, right? I'm assuming that because they accepted the invite and they're coming, like they're there because they want some nails. I mean, it's pretty inexpensive product. Like you can safely assume a lot of people are going to buy it, and I've even had it too where I've checked in with people later and they're like, oh, I meant to buy. I'm sorry, I forgot. Like I am telling you, 99% of the time people don't order is because they are distracted. The other 1% is because it's not in the budget. Okay. So I always say things like, have you had a chance to check out the catalog and decide on a few sets? Sorry. Another thing I'll say to people is, hey, I am closing up the shop. Were you planning on placing an order? Like, I just ask them point blank, were you planning on placing an order? Sometimes that's just like, I think really helpful. Okay, there is another, the other thing that I gave the verbiage today in the group, but I just said like, here, let's see if I can pull it up. I would love to offer you a set for free if you're willing to host a Facebook party. The way I do parties are super simple and fun to participate in. I've got a party starting the week of whenever, if you're interested. I love helping ladies earn free manicures and would love to spoil you with 5 to 7 free sets if you're up for it. So I say 5 to 7 free sets because that's at the 300 mark is when they'll get the 5 to 7. So when you tell a person like, okay, so if you get your party to 300, you'll get a 15% credit plus 3 half price items. You're like having them do math, and math sucks. So instead, if you just kind of tell them automatically like what they'll get, then it's just easier, just way easier. So I wanted to ask, does anybody have like specific wording that they're struggling with? Like, we have a few minutes left. If anyone has like any questions or wants help with like specific wording when they're reaching out to a person. So you can just unmute yourself if you can figure that out. Or you can type it in the chat and I can address it. And while I'm waiting on that, the other thing I was just going to mention is, Peyton, I don't know what WA means. Okay. Can I make a verbiage document for reaching out to people? Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I could make like a document that I could put in the file section of the group for just examples. It's a good idea. Okay, if they do see my message, how long do I wait to check in? Sometimes, here's another thing I'll say to people is I'll say, if I know they saw my message. So when I like check in with a person, I move their date on Airtable, like depending on like just a couple days later, if I'm expecting a response and I don't get a response, then I will literally say, hey, I know you're busy. I'm just bumping this to the top of your inbox. Like that's literally what I say. And then they'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I got busy. And then here's my response. So always, always, always assume people are busy. Okay, Kayla, what about when you're asking someone to become a stylist, like a really good prospect? Okay. I really like to flip my hostesses. So one thing that I'll say is like, hey, have you ever thought about selling this stuff yourself? You have a lot of people interested. Like if you want to think about it, like, you could be getting the commission for this party. But a lot of times, like if they're not a hostess, what I'll do, because I do have really good prospects who haven't hosted and who I keep in touch with and whatnot. And I'll just say things like, what my biggest sentence is like, have you ever considered selling this stuff yourself? Have you ever thought about it? Like, I don't really, and I kind of just open up the conversation for people, like, is this something you've ever considered? Yeah, like Ashley. Ashley says, hopefully they aren't like me and take 2 years to become a stylist. Yes, Ashley legit took 2 years, but that's okay. See? Sometimes they stay on your list for 2 years and then they finally join. So when someone's a really good prospect, I would just like, ask if they've considered it and just kind of see, okay, we're like running out of time. Kayla asks, do you ever ask someone who hasn't even tried it but has a great network? Yeah. I mean, you could just reach out to them and be like, hey, have you ever considered selling this? Or actually start with a sample, right? Run them through your funnel, sample, customer, and then, get them to host a party because they have a great network. And then you can throw the like, have you ever considered doing this? You've got a great network. People are going to buy this. So I would go that route if someone's never tried it, but you think they'd be great. Okay, you guys, we're almost out of time. Thank you so much for joining. We will see you at the next team meeting, which is a book club for On Fire. Pick it up on Audible. It's so, so good. Okay, guys, we will see you next time. Thanks so much for coming. Bye.